The operator has the ability to use a utility to help him, go through those steps.
Okay.
So in this instance, one of the ones that Matt had brought up earlier is the eye optic sensor. So here we'll see the utility here. What I'll do is I'll select the utility. This page will pop up. I'll make sure that the laser is on and running. I'll hit the start button. Now, it's going to purge the water that we use for the three-quarter cutting back into the tank. That way there's no contamination, no ability to cause any conflict of interest with inside the machine. So we'll wait for that to process. But in the meantime, the utility that we're doing here is basically going to check the cleanliness of the lens and lens protector window.
Okay.
Within that check, it's going to give us a readout between 1 and 5. 1 being clean and basically brand new, 5 being that there's either a large amount of dirt present or there's damage. Before you get to a level 5, it will give you a warning saying that there was dirt detected on the window.
Okay.
How you proceed, we like to recommend checking it, making sure that if there is any foreign debris, we clean it. If there is any damage, we replace it before it gets that far. But again, here you can see we have a level 1, which means this is basically good, ready to go. A level 3 you'll have 3 yellow bars here. In that instance, we would like to take it out and actually check it at that point.
Let's see if I can capture that. Oh, I see. Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
So a lot of that operator intervention, Amada's added technology to kind of take that operator error out of it and let the machine kind of control and dictate those options. And then the operator does the actual physical cleaning and replacement.
Great.
Another item here, kind of ease of use, is going to be the nozzle station changer. So here we have an 8-station nozzle changer. This is going to help operators load the machine with the specific nozzles for the specific materials that they're going to run. So generally there's going to be a few same nozzles added into the machine, so that way if there was any damage to a nozzle, that they could replace it with one that's already in there and then continue cutting without having the machine to be down for so long. So this kind of gives you an idea of what that looks like.
Good.
And can we look at some of the history and result page, as well as where it shows us some of the electrical usage, SS gas usage?
Oh, yeah.
So here in our history page, this is going to give us any type of alarms, error messages that may have been incurred during the operation of the machine. So it'll give you a timestamp, what the alarm type is in a category, and then the content of which is inside that alarm. Normally, when we're logged in, it'll show us a user here. So this machine, you have the ability to introduce multiple different users and multiple different user levels, and that's shown in the history when whoever is logged in when that happened. Gives us the ability to kind of track down the issue and ask them, hey, when did this happen? What was going on? How can we fix it? And then move forward from there.
And the manager can create rights masks for people, like you can do this, but you can't do that.
Yeah, so you can basically create like a level 1 user, which all they can do is start and stop. They don't have the ability to do any saving or overriding or changes. Then you move up to level 2, gives you a little bit more rights. And then obviously then you have 3 and 4, which would be your like intermediate to manager positions, where we can do all the functions, adjust cut conditions, make changes to programs, save and overwrite any data. Another nice thing about the user feature is you can set specific language. So if you have a shift of operators who are on here and some of them speak different languages, that user, when he logs in, it'll automatically change to the detected language that they set for preference. So that is also a nice feature.
That's cool.
There.
Yeah.
Going into the machine history, another item that Matt had mentioned is the kind of a spreadsheet of the utilization. So here you kind of have the working, planning, standby, alarm time screen. So this will give you an output of the utilization of the machine that you can put into, let's say, like a CSV file that you can use for, you know, your reference later. You can use for billing and changing items of that nature.
I'm sure that'll talk to Influent if you have that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we also have Influent as a secondary software that you can integrate all of our machines into.
Yeah.
It also will collect data that you can view as well a little more easily, but still not as hard on the machine if you didn't have Influent. So yeah, you can view all that data through that. Another nice thing, you can break it down into detail. So based on like a time, you can kind of scroll it over and see, okay, for this specific time, you know, what was our utilization there? We have electrical energy, so you can see the actual consumption during these operations, during these phases. And then if you were to incorporate your cost of electricity in the setup of the machine, it'll actually give you an idea of what you can get. You know, you can break it down. If you get very specific with the numbers, you can get a very good result with the output from the machine itself.
Second and third shift become real popular, I think, when that's involved.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. So if we go into our, let's say, our maintenance page here, and we can go. So here we can see in our maintenance, you know, it gives us like a time setting, basically like a runtime total of what the machine is. So the machine's constantly logging like it's on time, how many pierces that it's gone through. So that can also help with like the cost of, you know, consumable parts, nozzles, lens, and stuff like that. We also have a completed page. What's nice about the completed page is this will show us every completed program or not completed program that we've run.
Okay.
So in instances where maybe somebody didn't save a NC to the machine, but it's a part that's needed, we can always go back to the completed page and then try to retrieve that from there, and then it'll generate the NC for us because it has the data still stored. So if I were to select this one and select details here, it'll give us a picture. Within this completed page, which is also nice, it'll give us a breakdown of like our cutting time. It'll also give us eco information with power consumption, you know, chiller consumption, dust collector, and then again, if you got pretty in depth with the setup in the background, depending on what assist gases you're using, you can check your consumption of your nitrogen, your oxygen, your air. That'll also help with, you know, billing and, you know, creating portfolios to, you know, quote jobs and do other information.
Oh yeah.
Items like that.
Push it forward to the estimators and sales.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
So if we go into our report page here, this is one big item where we can see the actual comparison of the machine performance. So like the cost to, let's say, a generic laser machine that this would compete with, right? So you can see the CO2 emissions, we have the 0% here. We're down 53% on power consumption based on the technology. The assist gas consumption is actually at a 0%. We're not consuming any more or any less in this particular instance. And then your cost. Now, some of these are going to be a little skewed because it requires that background data that we talked about beforehand. But here you can actually get a very dialed in breakdown of the utilization of the machine.
Okay.
If we go into our inspection page here, a big thing that Matt hit on the head was the operator doing the basic maintenance of the machine. Regardless of what machine you're using, whether it's our Orsus series or one of our other various laser blanking machines, the 4i control offers a very detailed and visual orientated step-by-step process, right? So here it'll show us, you know, clean between the machine and the peripheral device. Well, if I don't know how to do that, if I select guidance mode on the control and hit start, it'll actually walk me through the processes in which I need to do.
Yeah.
Some of these items will require a higher user level to confirm,
Sure.
but any user level can do the maintenance. It just requires a higher level to actually complete it so that the machine knows that it's done, right? You don't want somebody to say, oh yeah, I just did it, hit complete, and they didn't actually do it.
Yeah. Maybe cleaning the nozzle cover would be one of those things.
Yep, exactly. So that's pretty much the gist of the inspection page there. Kind of helps the operator just guide
Wonderful.
through that.
Good.